So we're getting a lot of hints and clues from the latest Take-Two Interactive earnings call that really do suggest when the release date of Grand Theft Auto 6 could end up happening. And in order to understand this, you really do have to read between the lines a little bit, which can make it slightly confusing. But let's just go ahead and dive into it right now. So this is coming from the previous earnings call that Take-Two Interactive did. And as you guys can see there, they have three different columns for the various years, 2022 through 2026. And those various columns are software development and licensing, marketing, and then purchase obligations. So starting in the first column with software development and licensing, you can see that in 2022 or fiscal year 2022, which we'll talk about that in a little bit, it's $217,000, then $160,000, then $152,000, and then $108,000 in 2025. Marketing, you can see, is a little over 40, little over 42, and then skyrockets all the way up to almost 85,000. Now, I don't know if the amount we're looking at right here truly is like what it says at the bottom, 716,000, or if they're adding like a decimal point to this at the end, because at the end of the day, Take-Two Interactive is a multi-million-dollar corporation. So it doesn't really seem likely that they would only be spending like $85,000 on marketing. So I feel like that might be like $850,000 or $8.5 million, something like that. Like there might be a decimal point moved. But the long story short here is you guys can see it moving up. Now, before I talk about what I think this all means, this is what Rockstar revealed, or I should say Take-Two Interactive revealed, on their latest earnings call. So you can see that there's a little bit of a switch here. So now we have 2023 through 2027. And you guys can see in 2023, software development and licensing ramped up to $324,000. The following fiscal year, 213, followed by 186, and then 113. So it tapers off. Now the big marketing difference is kind of split between 2 years, fiscal 2024 and fiscal 2025, where we see roughly 54,000 and almost 69,000. So here's what I think this means. Looking at the software and development and licensing, you guys can clearly see that kind of right now, which is fiscal year 2022 and fiscal year 2023 and 2024, Rockstar have allocated a lot of resource for software development and licensing. And one could speculate that Grand Theft Auto 6 is obviously going to have a lot of development costs, and obviously is going to have a lot of licensing costs as far as like getting the music in the game and whatnot. So it's not a big shock that as it's being developed, which Rockstar has confirmed that it is in active development and that's well underway, it's happening right now, that budget goes up. And it's also interesting that the marketing budget originally skyrocketed in fiscal year 2024, and now they seem to have split that cost between fiscal year 2024 and fiscal year 2025. So before we can talk about what this is for Grand Theft Auto 6, we need to talk about what a fiscal year is. It's essentially a budget year. It's a period of time used by businesses for accounting purposes to formulate annual statements. So a fiscal year consists of 12 months or 52 weeks. It just might not end on December 31st. It might end on September 30th or May 31st, for example. So because of that, when we see fiscal 2024, that could be a portion of 2023 and a portion of 2024. And when we see fiscal year 25, it's a portion of 2024 and a portion of 2025. So here's where this all means for GTA 6, is it's very likely that the release date of this game is going to be 2024 or 2025. And here's why I predict that. Number one, it aligns with what Rockstar has done so far, which honestly has not been a lot, but they have confirmed it is in active development. So if the game is in still active development, there's still a lot of phases we got to go through. The official announcement, getting teasers, screenshots, trailers, all the marketing that goes along with it. You have to incorporate that there's probably going to be a delay in some way, shape, or form just because that's Rockstar's style. They almost always have a delay to their titles. We saw that with Red Dead Redemption 2, and we also saw that with GTA 5. So it would not be a shock at all to obviously see GTA 6 getting a delay. And it's not exclusive to Rockstar. We're seeing this all across the gaming industry now as it probably becomes harder to produce these games as gaming developers are no longer crunching their employees at the very last minute. So they're obviously taking a lot more time to get this whole thing done, not only on the Rockstar and GTA front, but all across the industry as well. So always anticipate a delay with Rockstar titles. It's usually just what's happening with them. And they also released their pipeline details. I don't know if I've showed you guys this yet for fiscal year 23 and fiscal year 25. You can see there's going to be 24 immersive core titles, and these are the titles that have been announced to date. So obviously we're not going to see GTA 6 on there yet. You can see it's The Quarry by 2K, Marvel's Midnight Suns 2K, Kerbal Space Program 2, Private Division. Then you've got the likes of NBA 2K23, PGA Tour 2K23, and WWE 2K23. And you guys can see there's 10 independent titles, 20 mobile titles like the Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, the Definitive Edition by Rockstar Games. That's now planned for fiscal 2023. And then mid-core, new Tales from the Borderlands game launching fiscal 23. And then new iterations of previously released titles. There's 8 of those. That's going to be like your Max Payne remasters, stuff like that. So GTA 6 would obviously be in those 24 immersive core titles. It has to be one of them, that's for sure. It's funny that there's 24 in development, and we're probably very likely going to see the game come out in 2024. And I know that sounds like a long time away, but I guess in Rockstar's new reality, it really isn't all that far. Red Dead Redemption 2 came out 6 years after GTA 5 first released in 2018, and if 2024 is the case for GTA 6, that would be 6 years after Red Dead Redemption 2. So this might just be, I know you've heard this phrase before, not really necessarily towards video games. It might be the new normal for Rockstar, and it might be the new normal for big-time video games that they produce. It might legitimately take them 6 years between existing titles to come out with the next one, which would be crazy that the next Grand Theft Auto game would come out over a decade after the one before. Just something to think about, though. But anyways, I'd love to hear from you guys in those comments down below, or you can reach out to me on my Facebook page where you can send messages, photos, videos, and a whole lot more. When do you think Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to come out? Do you think it's 2023, 2024, 2025, earlier, later than that? Again, let me know what you guys are thinking down there or over there on my Facebook page. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. You want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and all the Rockstar Games videos that I'll be doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.